Ron, what are you doing in New York?
I have no idea what I'm doing in New York.
How many times have you been before?
I've probably been half a dozen times. There's something about the city that is both rejuvenating and energizing at the same time. Like, you can connect with a bunch of people, or you can be totally on your own. And I was just craving a surge of creativity, so we booked a week trip to New York City. We'll see what happens.
Ryan Moran reporting in the corner.
It's a pro travel tip for you. Never do deadlifts the day before you're about to sit on a plane for 4 hours. I never take this advice. Reminder to Ryan, don't do deadlifts before you travel. Ow.
That's good advice.
But I don't think people really want to be entrepreneurs. I teach a lot of people who want to be business owners or want to be entrepreneurs, and I don't think most of them really want to be an entrepreneur. I think most people want freedom. I think most people want to define life on their own terms, and they know that that requires money. They know that they need money to do that. And the reality is that the lifestyle and the benefits of entrepreneurship are what people want. They don't really want to be building businesses, because building businesses, entrepreneurship is freaking hard. Like, it's the hardest thing you'll ever do. And so many people want to talk about the hack or the formula or the three-step method, and that can be helpful to giving somebody a framework. But what they're really after is, like, give me the fast way for the result. Give me the result, give me the lifestyle, give me the freedom. I don't really want to build a business. Oh, are we doing a video now?
Maybe.
I mean, like, am I supposed to perform now, or can I keep dancing in New York? Lose yourself to dance. Lose yourself to dance. In New York. Lose yourself to dance. Lose yourself to dance. And we don't want to talk about this, but in order for you to be in the shape that you want, that requires a tremendous amount of work, responsibility, and focus for you to tackle. In order for you to have the family that you want, and in today's world, if you want to have a traditional family, if you want to be married, it requires you to stop doing this. It requires an intense amount of focus and eliminating distractions and designing your life directly around those results. I don't think most people get that. I don't think most people get what it will cost to get what they want. So instead, they just take whatever life throws at them. All right.
Hey, what? I'm fucking 55, man.
Well, iPhones have been out for a while.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, they came out when you were like you were like 40.
You can cut that 55 part out, all right? What's up, brother?
Hey, man, this is Paul Miller. Paul Miller is here in New York City, getting your products into retail all over the world, right?
Going to the New York Toy Fair for the first time ever has been awesome.
He's been killing it 3 years ago. How big was your business 3 years ago?
Zero. From 0 to 4 million in about 2.5 years.
4 million in 2.5 years, and you just got this big retail deal. What are you seeing in the next year?
I'm seeing huge expansion into retail. We just got some PR came out today. We're one of the best toys for 2018 for Christmas, so we'll see where that leads.
That's awesome. How'd you get your start?
Well, you sent me an email. So I was ASM 5, I think. Sent me an email. I followed up. I was sold, and we started off in 2015 from 0, and a lot of surprise or a lot of support from the tribe. A bunch of mentors in there. It was great.
Congratulations, dude. Hey, Paul and I just recorded a podcast together where we document his story, talk about his products, talk about how he got it off the ground, talk about how he overcame just about every challenge you could run into. Like, this stuff isn't easy. Like, it might be simple, but it ain't easy, mostly because your own mental noise gets in the way. So Paul talks about how he overcame all of that, how he's now going to be doing more than $5 million this year, 3 years into business. Congratulations, man.
It's great, man.
Super proud of you. One of my favorite stories.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers.
Oh, how does one get money out of politics when you're a little bit hungover and you haven't had anything to eat? That's a good question. And Chris is recording me right now, expecting me to say something really, really brilliant while we walk around Central Park. It's a student of ours. Hey, this message is for Tom Bilyeu. Tom, I was hungry in the middle of New York City and there wasn't any metabolically properly balanced food for me to grab, and I just want to thank you for all that you have done in the world. You know, you and I share a common belief that entrepreneurship is the greatest way to solve any problem, and I really admire the fact that you as a visionary and Quest as a company set a vision that was bigger than just making money or selling protein stuff. It was to end metabolic disease. And I just wanted to say thank you, and that I honor the mission that you're on, and that's why I am a super fan of both Quest and everything that you do in the world. So thanks for giving me something to eat. Thanks for making the world a better place. Thanks for inspiring entrepreneurs. Thanks for bringing people out of the matrix. Just wanted to say thank you for everything that you are doing in the world, and I appreciate you. Keep on changing the world, Tom. 20-minute drive from me or from you?
You say what you will about. I don't want any of this on video.
The big, hairy, audacious goal at capitalism.com to create 100,000 decamillionaires, which is $1 trillion. We call it the $1 trillion mission. Figure that's bigger
Attrition.
bigger than a lot of governments.
Yeah.
And you know my feelings on government.
Yeah, dude. Do you wonder where big, hairy, and audacious came from? There's these things that pop up where it's like for example, take massive action. Everyone says massive action, as if taking action was enough. It's got to be massive. Where did that come from? Big, hairy, and audacious. I've heard that in our community 1,000 times. Big and hairy and audacious. It's like, where do those things that catch on? Maybe
Snuffleupagus.
Snuffleupagus?
Yeah, I'm sure that's who did it.
Is that
the big, hairy,
audacious guy?
The big, hairy, audacious Sesame Street character.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's how it started.
I also feel like there's one right now that like really bugs me, which is Up Level. Where do these things come from? In 2009, it was
Mario.
Hustle. Where is that?
Now it's Mario.
Is that Mario?
Yeah, Up Level.
Because now everyone, if you notice, this year, it's 2017 is the year of leveling up, of up leveling, and it's like I've started to use it, and I'm like, wait a minute, why? How did this get into how did this?
Crushing it, Up Level.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, what is it with these lingo terms that take hold in the business and entrepreneurship community that everyone, I'm sure there's books about leveling down or leveling up, whatever it is, leveling, but like Level has made it, man. Up Level is the one this year.
You know, it's good. The counter trend is going to be like chilling down.
Chilling down, yeah. That's what I'm trying to promote the chill method. I
have a good friend of mine in Austin has an Amazon-based product business that does like 7 to 10 million a year, and he tells me, he's like, I would consider myself an entrepreneur. It's like, that's interesting. Why not? And he's like, entrepreneur is like building a vision for companies. I'm a life optimizer. Like, that is. I feel like that's the next trend. Is you're gonna be a life. Well, if you think about entrepreneurship, is really people don't really want to be entrepreneurs for the most part. Now, people like you and me, we like have an empire and a vision that like, I can't do anything else,
right?
But be an entrepreneur.
You're committed at this point.
Yeah, it's a life sentence.
If there is anything that you can do besides being an entrepreneur and be happy, please do that other thing. Entrepreneurship is the hardest freaking thing ever. It's a life sentence. You never get to leave. It gets in you. And you don't get to shut off. And you don't get to give responsibility to someone else. You are never done. You're never complete. You never have enough to just go retire to the beach, because as soon as you have enough, it just requires you to up your level of responsibility to go after the next thing. And if you are an entrepreneur, you are set on being that, please get very, very clear on what you want your life to look like. Get very, very clear on what it is that you want to enjoy, on what winning means to you, on what success looks like. Because the truth of the matter is that most of us are running from something, and we are covering that up with success. We have something that drives us, and it's usually some sort of deep insecurity. And if we are never clear on what we want our lives to look like on the other side, it will only magnify our junk. So please get clear on what it is that you want before you go down this path, because otherwise it will be a miserable experience.
But there are I'd say the majority of people just want freedom.
Sure. Of some variety, time, location, whatever.
Relationship.
Yep.
And so entrepreneurship is the path through which they become personally responsible for changing something, which is a great path, which is...
Then they get caught up on it and they just hamster wheel. Is that what you're saying?
Caught up on
the entrepreneurship path. They don't intend to be an entrepreneur, but then it happens and then they just hamster wheeling? Or?
Well, it's more... I think entrepreneurship is a gateway for personal responsibility, which is a fantastic gateway. But then they get caught in like the money game becomes the pursuit rather than pursuing.
Then they're just trying to up level.
Then they they start crushing it and they want to up level. That's what it is. But I think most people really want to be lifestyle optimizers.
Right. So what's the plan?
Are you recording your business?
Now
is everyone watching this under NDA? No,
well, no one's watching it, but me and you.
No, this is accountability. I have the business mapped out. Okay, mapped out. I'm not allowed to change it. This is the business. Anytime I want to change it, show me this video, because I always get a little bit closer, and a little bit closer, and a little bit closer. But now I have it. It's clear. It's simple, it's profitable, it makes sense. There's a cat about to crawl on top of it. This is... I can't change it now. There's a cat.
Yeah.
Kind of... Yo, why is its tail wet?
All right.
I don't know if I can make somebody get that. I don't know if I can make someone understand that they can have whatever they want as long as they're willing to pay the price, but the price is going to be way higher than they expect, and yet it is still their highest calling. I was having dinner with Tim Ferriss recently, and I asked him a question. I was like, Tim, you've reached what a lot of people would say kind of the pinnacle of success. Do you still have days where you wonder if it's all worth it? And I asked him this because I have days where I still wonder if it's all worth it. And Tim said to me, he said, Ryan, I have discovered that there are a lot of things in life that are not worth pursuing, but the pursuit is. I'll never forget that one. We are all on a journey. This is mine.